PUBG stands for Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. It's a battle royale, king of the hill type game where you board a flight with 100 other random players, choose a drop zone, eject, and hope that you find decent weapons and equipment once you land. Your mission is to be the last man standing. In PUBG you will run, crouch, crawl, but don't you dare think about climbing over fences or walls, because the map is massive, and since you won't encounter all the other players you're competing against, the playable zones are narrowed over time, until combat can only take place in a tiny fraction of the map. I think this game is fun, but I was starting to get fed up with the rat race of competitive online play, and I wondered if I could cultivate a sense of unity in a kill or be killed scenario. I knew one thing for sure. Players were prepared to outsmart an opponent in battle. But there was something they weren't prepared for. Friendship. If I was to make friends on PUBG, I needed to dress the part. I made my avatar look as harmless as possible. Terrific. I knew this wasn't going to be easy, but nothing worth having in this life ever is.
Hey dude. There you go. You got some guns. Good deal, good deal. So yeah, how's it going? Just wanted to hang out or something? You wanna like get some food or I don't know, maybe
Shut your mouth.
Maybe I came off a little strong at first, but even with minor adjustments to my approach,
oh, stop. Dude, I'm not trying.
Dozens of attempts proved a similar fate. Time and time again, my cry for friendship was met with suspicion and contempt. If I could make one friend in this game, I would be happy, and I knew mercy would eventually smile upon me. I landed near the infamous apartments just southeast of Rojak. Shortly after, I heard shots fired nearby. I had a bad feeling. I decided to make my way to a school northwest, thinking I'd have better luck drawing another player out of a two-story building. Outside the school, I jumped up and down and stated my intentions in voice chat. Just silence. I got closer and hugged a wall and finally spotted a player held up in a classroom.
Hey, can you hear me?
He was armed to the teeth.
I'm jumping, see? Don't shoot me. I don't mean you any harm. I'm gonna enter the building, okay? I have no weapons.
I was now at the mercy of this player. In an instant, I questioned every decision that led up to this moment as I awaited his response. And then...
Okay.
Bingo. I followed my new friend. I occasionally tried to chat with him, but he preferred silence. We found a vehicle and drove deeper into the combat zone. Suddenly he pulled over. Still not a word. He dropped a weapon and some ammo on the ground for me. I respectfully declined. And suddenly, a vehicle approached. Holy shit. We continued on. More gunfire. I threw a couple smoke grenades thinking it would provide cover, but the wind had its own plans. I hid in the smoke until the fighting ended. When I emerged, my friend was gone. I approached a ruined church. I saw a figure thinking it was my friend.
You're gay.
I never saw him again. I both feared and respected my stoic companion. I knew I wouldn't be of much help to him on his journey, but I owed him my life for sparing mine.